Deuteronomy 11, love, obey, and choose blessing. Moses called Israel to love the Lord their God and to keep his charge, his statutes, his rules, and his commandments always. He reminded them that it was not their children who had seen the Lord's discipline and his greatness, but they themselves, who saw his mighty hand and his outstretched arm. They saw what he did to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to all his land, how he dealt with the army of Egypt with their horses and chariots, and how the waters of the Red Sea covered them as they pursued Israel. They saw what the Lord did for them in the wilderness until they came to this place. They saw what he did to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab of the tribe of Reuben, when the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their households. Moses said that Israel's own eyes had seen all the great work of the Lord. Therefore they were to keep all the commandment Moses gave them, so that they might be strong and go in and possess the land they were crossing over to take. By doing so, they would live long in the land that the Lord swore to their fathers to give to them and to their offspring, a land flowing with milk and honey. Moses explained that the land they were entering was not like Egypt, where they planted seed and watered it by foot, like a garden. Instead, the land they were going to was a land of hills and valleys, drinking water from the rain of heaven, a land that the Lord cared for, and his eyes were always upon it. If Israel would indeed obey the Lord's commandments and love him and serve him with all their heart and soul, then he would give rain in its season, the early rain and the later rain, so they would gather grain, wine, and oil. The Lord would give grass for their livestock, and they would eat and be full. Moses warned them to take care lest their hearts be deceived, and they turn aside and serve other gods and bow down to them. If they did, the anger of the Lord would be kindled against them. He would shut up the heavens so there would be no rain, and the land would not yield its fruit. So Moses urged them to lay these words on their hearts and souls, bind them as a sign on their hands, and keep them before their eyes. They were to teach them to their children, speaking of them when they sat in their houses, when they walked by the way, when they lay down, and when they rose. They were to write them on the doorposts of their houses and on their gates, so that their days and the days of their children might be multiplied in the land. Moses said that if they carefully kept all these commandments and loved the Lord, he would drive out nations before them and enlarge their territory. No one would be able to stand against them. Every place the sole of their foot touched would be theirs, from the wilderness to Lebanon, from the Euphrates River to the western sea. Then Moses set before them a choice, blessing if they obeyed the commandments of the Lord, and a curse if they did not obey, but turned aside to other gods. He said that when they entered the land, they were to set the blessing on Mount Gerizim and the curse on Mount Ebal, beyond the Jordan, near the oaks of Moreh. Moses reminded them that they were about to cross the Jordan to possess the land the Lord was giving them, and they were to be careful to do all his statutes and rules. Next comes Deuteronomy 12, where Moses gives instructions about worshiping the Lord in the place he chooses.